So in this video, we will be solving the Pascal triangle with the iterative approach. Iterative approach is nothing but we solve the problem with the help of loops, okay? So to begin with the Pascal triangle, it always starts with 1, okay? And ends with 1, okay? So the first row will obviously be 1, and the second row will starts with 1 and ends with 1, and then the third row also starts with 1. But what about the middle elements? The middle elements will be the sum of these two, 1 plus 1 2, and it will end with 1, as I all said. And here also in the fourth row it will start with 1, and in the middle elements it will be 1 plus 2 2 plus 1 3, and end with 1. Okay, we will start with the rows. Okay, to start the real implementation, first we will consider we are taking n equals to 4, that is number of rows we are taking 4. And as we can see here, it starts with there is one space here, the second space is here, the third space is here, there are two spaces here, and there are one space here. Okay, so what I will tell you what we have to figure out. Okay, the first thing we have to figure out is this space part. Okay, space part. Okay, which is not at all difficult, it's easy. Okay, just watch it, you'll get it. Okay, and this second is the calculation part. Okay, the program is divided into these two parts. So initially we'll begin with the loop. Okay, the first loop we have to iterate to the first row, the second row, the third row, the fourth row. Just for the row we will write the first loop for int. We are taking a row as a pointer like I equals 0. It will be starting from 0, and it will go till n equals to 4. Okay, less than 4, that is n, number of rows 4. So it will go like I will start from 0 till less than 4. Okay, what is 0 1 2 3? So it will go till 3. Okay, and then I plus plus. Okay, so now in this big loop we have we have divided it into two parts. Okay, the first the space part, and second the calculation part. So how do we get the space loop? How do we know that? How do we know the logic for it? Okay, so as we can see there are three spaces. Okay, so to begin with we have n equals to 4, so the spaces are 3, and here the spaces are 2, here the spaces are 1. So as we can see, it is decreasing as the row is increasing. So can't we take spaces equals to n minus I? Okay, let me elaborate it again. For example, here n equals to 4. Okay, n equals to 4 minus 1 3. Okay, 4 minus 2 2, 4 minus 1 1. Okay, so for the spaces we will take another loop for int spices. It will be starting from 1. Okay, starting from 1, and spaces less than n minus I. We are taking I because initially I will be 0, right? So for I will be 0 means n will be 4. Okay, for example, for spaces 1 less than n is what? 4 minus 0. Okay, so it will give three spaces. One is less than, for it is showing less than 4, right? So it will go till 3, it will not go 4. If we wrote equals to, it will go till 4. So we are writing less than n minus I, right? So it will go, so initially it will print 3 spaces, and then for I equals to 1, for example, I incremented it because it became 1, so it will be 4 minus 1 3. Okay, so it will go till 2, right? It will go till 2, and it will print 2 spaces here. Similarly, for if I incremented again, it became 2. So 4 minus 2 2, it will go till 1 spaces, and then finish. Okay, and space plus plus increment. Okay, so we will write here system out. we will not write new line, okay? Here ln we will not write this, because whenever it will print the space, it will print in the new line. Then it will print in the new line, which it is not supposed to happen. We will not get the desired format, okay? So for that we'll just write print, okay? We'll not print the new space, okay? And here the space, okay? So the first approach, for the first part we have done it, okay? And for the second main part, calculation part, it's not at all difficult, it's simple, okay? There are two approaches. And the first approach is that you have to remember a formula, okay? So as I said, that the triangle, in the triangle, each row starts with 1 and ends with 1. So we will take a number, okay? Integer number equals to 1, okay? We are taking 1 because it starts with 1 and ends with 1, okay? So we don't worry about this middle part, okay? We'll calculate it. So to calculate the middle part, we have two formulas. For the first formula is, I'll write here, a num into I minus j by j plus 1, okay? And for the second approach, as you all know, as I showed you, demonstrated you here, what is the formula of NCR? NCR equals to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. So for those who cannot remember the formula, this formula, can use this method also, because this is also a different approach. So initially I'll show you this formula, okay? How will we solve it with this approach, okay? So initially we'll write int num equals to, okay, int num equals to 1, and we'll start the loop for int. Since we used I here, we'll use here j equals to 0, and it will be going till j. Okay, one more thing. So about this elements, as I said, as the row increases, the element increases also, okay? For the row 1 element is also 1. For the row 2, there are 2 elements. For the row 3, there are 3 elements. For the row 4, there are 4 elements. So the elements should be increasing respecting to the rows, okay? So we will write here j less than or equals to I. We are writing here equals to because these both are correspondingly increasing to each other, okay? Okay, and then write j plus plus, so simple. And then number equals to, as I said, the formula, number into, okay, number into j I minus j divided by j plus 1, okay? And then we will print this number, okay? So this number will give the middle part also, as well as these initial parts, okay? So if we just dry run and substitute the values here, we will know the uh, procedure. How is it going? How are we getting the first element and the second element, okay? So and then we will end it up by printing a new line, okay? So every time the row ends, we need to shift it to the other line, right? Here, whenever the first row end, we have to shift, go to the second row. So in order to jump up to the second row, we are printing here a new space, okay? So starting with the implementation of the code, we will first create a new class called Pascal iterative, okay? And then we will start with the implementation by creating a new main method of expand and then initially we are taking we need the number of rows, right? And so let's take n equals to 4, and then for the outer loop to start with the rows. Okay, I write here rows. Okay, for I should be less than n. Okay, and in this there will be two parts, the space part and the main code implementation part. So for the space part I will write here spaces less than n minus I, because n minus I, because as the row increases the space decreases. So n is row and I is the rows. Okay, so n is the number of row, total number of row, and I is the row. Okay, so we'll write here, give here a space, and as I said, we should print it in an individual line. Okay, and then now for the calculation part. Okay, so as I said, the Pascal triangle always starts with 1 and ends with 1. So we are taking an integer number equals to 1. Okay, and then we are starting it from 0. And one more thing, I said that the Pascal triangle, as the rows in as the row increases, the element is also increases. So if the row is 1, the element will be 1. If the row is 2, the element will be 2. If the row is 3, the element will be 3. Okay, so we will write less than or equals to I. Okay, after that we will write that implementation of the code. I said there is a formula, right? Number equals to number into I minus j, right, divided by j plus 1. Okay, so after this we have to print the implementation. Okay, and then we'll have to leave a space, because every time a row is ending it should go to the next line. Okay, and here also we are removing the next line. Okay, come on, and let's execute it. Okay, so here let's move it to the top left, I mean top right. Okay, so here we got 0. So see why we got 0 here. First of all, there are spaces. Okay, so we have to create some spaces here. And okay, so first we have to write this we have to write this code here, not here. Now let's run. See, we got the code. And so the thing was that initially the element is starting from 1, right? So first we need to execute the element 1. Okay, and then for the next element it will calculate here, and as it goes on, it comes out of the loop, then again it will be reset to 1, and then it will calculate the inner uh, okay, it will calculate the inner elements. Okay, and it will display it. Okay, that's it. Thank you.